Politics, voting, gerrymandering, all these combined just for the rich to have a big power grab and to fool the very people that they fooled from the beginning of this American United States of America. Many poor white Americans continue to vote for politicians who gut health care, defund schools, and cut aid, policies that hurt their own families. So why do they do it? Because they weren't promised help. They were promised status. Status, like they will be able to sit at the same table with the rich. For generations, poor white communities were told, you may not have much, but at least you're better than them. And who is them? Indians, black folks, immigrants? Well, wait a minute. Europeans, that are immigrants. Black people, people of color, and Indians were already here. So when a politician attacks immigrants or black people or LGBT, it feels like to some poor community, white communities, that they're protecting their place in society. But that's the con. That is the foolishness. That is forked tongue. You see, the same policies that are supposed to punish us and people of color also close poor European hospitals, underfund their schools, and strip their safety nets away from them. It's a political bait and switch, stir up racial resentment, then quietly rob everybody blind like they're doing right now. Social Security, getting paid off, you know. I don't know of a black, white, pink, yellow politician who's not a millionaire. And especially the working class. They rape them. So how do you keep the system in place? They use redistricting and gerrymandering. See, they redraw voting maps to dilute the power of diverse communities and silence opposition voices like Jasmine Crockett, Al Green. They're going after their congressional seats. And we already know that our representative government is not working for us, it's working against us. But if their goal is to win congressional seats in areas where resistance is growing, and they rig the maps, then they have control. Because, as I said before, poor white communities don't care about what hurts them just as long as they think that they're better than us. They carve up their communities to lock in power for politicians who will keep punishing and instituting harmful policies even when the majority disagrees. And that is happening right today. And the only people that's fighting for us, they're going after their seats. The strategy that they use is very simple. You see, they've been doing it for so long. Even if people wake up to what they're doing, their votes won't matter in districts drawn to silence them. So what do representative governments get in return? More control, more money, more ways to divide us. That's what the rich people get through using our representative government. They taught people to vote for punishment instead of progress, for racial pride instead of shared prosperity. But it was never meant to help any of us. And that goes for poor white communities. It was only meant to use them, and gerrymandering what makes the scam keep working even when the truth is known. Now, we're talking mostly about poor white communities and why they vote the way that they do. But we're looking at a version of 1619, or when they first came to America, okay? And we had European people who came here with a 7-year, I believe, servitude contract, and even some blacks, but also black slaves, and they were working side by side in the fields, white and black. And then all of a sudden, the master got a very good idea, because he said if they ever, white community and black communities, people of color came together, then they would be in trouble. So they took the servitude, white servitude, out of the field and put them over the people of color. And this is how you got your first real policing community, and that was called the slave catchers, but also was called boss on the farm. And now it is with the same system, but just different names. And you are in them every day, and you are not in the club, whether you're white or black. If you're poor, you're getting used. And we're gonna talk about why black people vote the way they do. And it's really similar to what white communities do. And the fact is, rich people use poor people to get richer. They've always done that. And it seems like no matter if the truth is staring us right in our face, we still play the same game that they want us to play. When are we going to wake up? Some of us are, but some of us aren't. And the ones that aren't are fighting the ones that are. And that's exactly the way the game was mapped out to be. And it's working perfectly.